Well, it's Tech for Hire. I believe he's going to bore us again with his bullshit.
Hey YouTube, Tech for Hire here. Starting off another day. It's a little warmer than yesterday, but it's still rideable weather, supposedly. It's not going to get any higher than 61 degrees. So, off we go. Did I say 61? I think it's 91. I'm not wearing my boots because I want to wear my shoes, and I think that's a bad idea. You're always supposed to wear the proper equipment. Cancel. My Cena just asked me, hey, say a command, and it never works. So I always have to say cancel. Cancel. We'll see. Is it recording? Yes, it's recording. Hey, come on now. The fuck? Coming around that corner pretty quick. Friggin' annoying people. Now I'm gonna be thinking about my pant legs not being long enough. So one thing that they say is, I took the rider safety course, and they said, you should dress appropriately, not ride when it's too hot, not ride when it's too cold or wet, because you're gonna take your focus off the road, and you don't want anything to distract you while you're riding. And that's kind of true, because I'm thinking about my ankles when I should be thinking about the road in front of me. So okay, I guess I made my... Oh damn. I hit a little bump in the road, and that just went all up my spine. I definitely think I might be getting that Fox shock replacement. Good lord, I gotta see if there's a way to soften this puppy up. But I mean, if you don't hit bumps, I mean, it rides perfectly fine, but man, that bump hurt. So you may have noticed yesterday I kind of ended my video kind of abruptly, and I wasn't talking all that much because I was like trying to figure out where to park and all that good stuff while there was a bomb threat at my work. And yeah, it apparently was a legitimate threat. Like, they actually had a vehicle, and they had to have the bomb squad and the hazmat team come out. I guess it was like this vehicle had bomb making materials in it. So I don't know what the story was with all that and who did what and why. But on a side note, it was kind of funny. There was a newscaster lady, this really pretty black woman, who always wears very girly type clothing when she does her newscasts and stuff. And she always does Facebook live feeds and all that kind of jazz. Well, she wears these dresses that, when I say girly, I mean it's like, like a preppy princess girl would wear, right? I mean, it's hard to explain what it is, but let's just say that the bottom portion of her dress is like kind of like a cheerleader type skirt, but it's all one-piece dress. And she was doing a Facebook live feed reporting on this bomb threat, and she had her phone, and she's recording it, and she's switching back and forth. And I guess at one point, she works for one of the local news channels, and so she had to put down her phone so she could do a live broadcast. And I guess she didn't want to end her live feed, so she just put her phone down at the floor. And when she did her live broadcast, she walked over her phone, or like very close to her phone, and did an upskirt shot of her underwear. And it was funny. My wife was like, "No, she didn't. No, she didn't." I was like, "Yes, she did." So I even showed it to my wife, and she's like, "Oh my goodness." The only thing that would have made it better is if she was wearing like a thong or something like that, and you got a little bit of a back shot. But you know, it was at least it wasn't granny panty day, you know, because that would have been really bad. But yeah, it was pretty nice. So that was kind of the talk that gave more press in our office than the actual bomb threat, because you know, like I said before, we work for the city, and we get bomb threats all the time. There's so many wackadoodle people out there, it's crazy. You might say it's ludicrous. Wow. But go around all these slow pokes. But yeah, it was interesting. They didn't tell us anything. Like our management, which is kind of weird. Well, I kind of half expect it, but they don't want to create a panic. So they told us it was a hazard spill. And I mean, whenever you are dealing with a hazard spill, what would you have? You would have possibly a hazmat vehicle. You'd have a fire department, that makes sense, an ambulance, that makes sense, but you wouldn't have a bomb squad. So needless to say, I was less than thrilled with that kind of information that came out of our management office. It's like, come on, man, now you don't have to lie to us. If it's a bomb threat, I just won't come into work. And that's probably why they didn't tell everybody it was a bomb threat. It's like, no, we want you to come into work. That way, if there's an explosion, you won't die. But you know, what you gonna do? All these people. I work for them. I gotta work. So I did another video yesterday on my drive home, and I was gonna post it yesterday, but it got a little political because I was reading all the stuff that was going on in North Carolina, and the Antifa, the alt-left, and the alt-right, and the KKK, and all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm trying to keep my motovlog videos free of all of the BS that is out there. You know, just talk about random shit, but like I try to keep it positive, and I don't want to go too negative, because I mean, there could be people that watch my videos that are left-leaning, and I am certainly not left-leaning. I am very right-leaning. So I know some of the stuff that I could say could really bother them, but you know, I'm trying to avoid that and keeping those videos separate on my channel and labeling them, you know, like a political video. So that way, if you don't want to listen or watch something political, you don't have to. So that's why I didn't post the second part of my video yesterday, is because I kind of went off on a rant that lasted like 10 or 15 minutes, and since these videos are me, you know, writing, and they're 15 minutes long, and the whole thing is me bitching about political stuff, I'm sure you guys don't want to hear that. If you do, then let me know, and then I'll change my mindset. But I just kind of thought that maybe people didn't want to hear it. But you know, some people watch videos, watch YouTube to kind of escape all the BS that's going on, you know, with the news and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, if I'm wrong, let me know. If not, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But let me give you some bike updates, bike news. I ordered a headlight, which I said I wasn't going to do. I said I was going to buy the JW Speaker adaptive headlight, but at $650 plus tax and shipping, I kind of don't want to do that right now. I want to wait for that light to come down in price, like a lot, because that's just a lot of money to spend on a freaking headlight. So I did find, like, with this setup that we have on the Triumph, it has a parking light, and a lot of the cheapy Chinese headlights don't have the parking light. All they have is the main H4 light connector, and I don't want that. I don't want there to be like a power connector sitting in the bucket just rattling around, because that's going to potentially cause a short, or for my other wires to catch on fire. So I really don't want to do that. So I managed to find a fairly nice looking, it would be like the comparable second gen of the JW speakers, that JW speaker headlights that Harley Davidson released. So they have two LEDs on the side, an LED on the top and the bottom, and then two little lights on the sides, and then a parking light. So I ordered that, was on Amazon, sure enough, and it was 45 bucks shipped prime. So I went ahead and went that route, because you know, when you buy shit on eBay, it's such a pain in the ass to return it if there's something wrong with it. So at least this way, I buy it through these guys, and if there's a problem, I'll get it squared away fairly quickly. But yeah, I only spent 45 bucks. Should get it Friday, so maybe that'll be a weekend project. Only thing that would stop me from doing that is the fact that it's supposed to be 108 degrees this weekend. There's no break from this crap. It sucks. Yeah. Oh, this is where a sinkhole was. Oh, they filled it already. Never mind. Yeah, there was supposedly a big sinkhole that happened right over here somewhere. They hit a pipe and busted it out. I don't see it, but oh, maybe it's here on the corner. No, I can't tell. I don't know. It wasn't me. That's all I know. What I was saying is, you know, these last 2 days have been the only days that I'm going to be able to ride, because it's still supposed to get hot again. And I looked at it, and for the next 2 weeks, it's going to be in the upper 90s to low 100s. So, yeah, you won't be seeing many any more riding videos or motovlogs during that time, because yeah, I'm not gonna fry my balls. I love my balls. I'm not gonna fry them. Notice all this water? It's starting to recede. It's crazy. It's we got all this water from a big rainstorm that we had in December, early January, and it's finally starting to withdraw, and that's crazy. It's been 8 months that water's just been sitting there. So I've liked it. It made this place actually look nicer. You know, it actually had water in it, but now it's going to be gone, which is kind of a shame. But it doesn't like go away. It, you know, goes to our whatchamacallit, our groundwater. So let's see. And this is like, I don't know if it's a man-made lake or pond or whatever you would call it, but the water level in that rose like 3 or 4 feet, and it stayed up there. So it does look kind of nice. It's kind of nice to have that little water feature there. Like, I drove through you know, Sacramento and all that stuff, and they have all this water, and it's so beautiful. It's such a shitty town, but all the water just makes it look nice. And it'd be kind of nice if we can get our water from them, you know, because I don't know if you guys know all the crap that goes on in California, but any rainwater or, you know, snow that we get from the mountains, and it melts and goes down into you know, our system. Once it goes to Sacramento, they dump like nearly, I want to say 90% of that water into the ocean. and they dump that water in there because apparently there's a what's called a delta smelt. That's this fish that is not even indigenous to the area, but they're trying to keep this endangered species alive, and the only way they can do that is by dumping all this fresh water away from this fish. And I'm like, but all that water could be used to grow the food that everybody eats in California. Like, who cares about a frickin' fish? It doesn't affect the ecosystem at all. It's one fish. But apparently people in Sacramento and Stockton and all those areas, they know better than us. So I'm just a lonely little taxpayer. I do's what they tells me, which is dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. Yep. You guys, oh my god, what a shitty light. He's gonna run a red. Yep, he ran a red. There was, my Hummer got stolen, and I did a whole video on it and all that kind of stuff, and I got it back finally, but I took it to a shop, and then the shop had to order parts, and they had to go to the Chevy dealership to get parts from the Chevy dealership. Well, the Chevy dealership took forever, and apparently they took forever to get the part. They've had the part for a long time, and then they didn't work on the truck. I guess they had a shortage of employees, and they had turnover or whatever. So basically my truck sat at the Chevy dealership for like a month for them to work on it. And finally my insurance agent was like, what the hell is going on? So she called them and raised hell, and my body shop guy calls me and says, okay, we got your truck, we got everything all squared away. I was like, all right, cool. So I pick up the truck, and you know, we drive it home, and we start really going over the truck, and we noticed that a lot of the things that were not damaged when they stole it was damaged when they repaired it. So like, and it's dumb stuff, but like, you know, in the center console of a Hummer H2, it has 3 12-volt connections. So 2 auxiliary, and then 1 for you know, your cigarette lighter or whatever. And they have little plastic flaps on them. Well, I took a picture of the damage for the insurance agent to send it over to her, and you can clearly see in that picture it's not damaged. You know, they're not broken, but sure enough, when we get it back, you know, it's damaged. So, you know, I was looking at all this stuff, and I was kind of taking notes. And then my insurance adjuster called me and said, hey, you know, how is everything going? We wanted to see how you're satisfied with the vehicle so we can close out the case. And I just told her, I was like, well, we have a bunch of problems. And she's like, okay, well, what are they? So I started listing them out, and she's like, do you have proof of any of this stuff? And I was like, yeah, I got pictures. I got tons of pictures. And she's like, okay, can you send them to me? So I sent over pictures of everything that was wrong with the car and all that kind of stuff. And then apparently she sent a nasty note over to the body shop. And the body shop called me right away, and they're like, dude, why didn't you tell us that you had any of these problems? And I was like, well, we were going to. I said, the insurance agent called me before I talked to you. You know, she called me and asked me what was going on, and you know, I've been taking notes of everything that's wrong with the vehicle, and you know, this is all the stuff. And he was like, oh, okay, because he's like, you guys were like my best customer. You guys never complained that it was taking so long, and you know, you didn't you know, call and yell. And he's all, you know, that's almost unheard of in this business. So, you know, I just want to make sure you guys were super happy. And you know, finding out that you're angry and mad, and you know, you have all these things broken, it just is all that confused me, because you know, I figured you guys would call me and talk to me. And I was like, well, I was planning on it. It's just she beat you. So he's like, okay, well, can you just, you know, send me over everything? So I did, and he's like, okay, we'll get it all squared away. But like just for the 3 little pieces, you know, the 12-volt connections on the Hummer, it's attached to the center console. And apparently in 2005, you can't get those pieces separately. You have to buy the whole center console. So it was $700 to replace these 3 or 2 little broken plastic pieces, which is crazy. So I mean, if it was me, if it was my money that was doing it, I just would have said, well, fuck it, just buy some plastic covers and, you know, or some plugs, and put some plugs in there and, you know, call it a day. But no, I mean, they made them buy a whole new piece. So we're getting a whole new center console. And the other part that was messed up is the shifter. You know, the automatic shifter section. It has a plate that goes over it. Well, apparently in GM's infinite wisdom, when they created the Hummer, if you want to take the whole center console off, they glued this plate down. They didn't screw it down, they glued it down. So the only way that you can get it off is if you heat it and then you pop it off. Well, of course the guys didn't heat it at the Chevy dealership, so they just broke it. So unfortunately they can't find that replacement piece, so they just sent me a check for the amount that that piece is supposed to cost. So I'm just supposed to scour eBay or any other place that I can think of and try to find that piece. So that's what I'm going to be doing, just to make sure that the wife is completely happy with how it looks and all that good stuff. I don't know why I went this way. I always go the other way, but oh well. I guess I'll go around here. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I will say goodbye. I will actually have a fitting ending. Look at this motherfucker. Oh, look at this motherfucker. That's motorcycle parking, fool. You know, parking his car in there so he doesn't have to get it all hot and shit. Son of a bitch. But anyways, as I was saying, you know, thank you for watching my video. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit me up with topics that you want me to talk about, and I will be more than happy to do so. If you want me to continue to stay away from political conversations, definitely let me know, so that way I make sure I don't upload those videos or try to stay off those types of topics, because I know some people get very offended by them. And you know, there's celebrities, and I'm not saying I'm a celebrity, good lord, I'm just saying that, you know, like, I'll like an actor or an actress, and then they start talking about their political views, and it's just like completely turns you off from wanting to listen to those people. It's like, just shut up and do your job. So that's kind of where I'm at. If you want me to shut up and do my job, then let me know. That way I can make sure I'm not an asshole like those other people that I despise. Okay, I'm glad you enjoyed the video, or I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm glad you enjoyed the bike.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so to get updates on new videos that I release. Any questions, you can hit me up on the comments, or you can tweet me at Tech for Hire Online.